What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Battlefleet Gothic Armada. We got all our upgrades done in the previous episode. Hoping we can get 2 skirmishes in now that I've kind of talked about all the things that we can do. I'm going to try and build these for bombardment with the Prow Lances. It seemed like that strategy worked really, really well in the last fight. And so I think that's what we're going to stick with. Now, we can lose at this. Like, we can get wiped out and have to restart. These things do happen. And so if that ends up happening, I don't know. I'm going to keep this running until people seem to be bored with it. I like the game, and I played 5 or 6 battles last night in a row, and I didn't really feel like I was bored with it. The battles are randomly generated. When you go onto the battlefield, the arrangement is kind of randomly generated. Lots of cool stuff happens. We're going to bring our leveled up guy, and you know what? I think the Sword Frigate, or no, the Firestorm Frigate did a great job last time. So I'm going to keep him in because he plays along with our strategy as well. Let's launch! I love these little cutscenes they give you at the beginning where your ship is floating around through space. I have noticed they need to put in VSync. I know it's beta right now, but there's no VSync available for the game. And I've had some pretty gnarly screen tearing in some of like these random little entryway type things. There is a lot of warp fields out here. I'm sorry, there's a lot of gas clouds. We'll probably want to play to this gas cloud over here is what I'd like to do. Maybe this one, or maybe one of these off to the side. Unfortunately, we got an asteroid field right there, which means it's going to tighten up our deployment a little bit. Let's go ahead and take these guys. Exact same deployment as last time.
Awaiting orders.
And we're just going to burst for over here. Now, it looks like they deployed everything they had on one side, possibly. It's either that or that's the only thing we picked up so far on scanners. I'm going to put everybody on frontal engage. It might be a wise idea to reinforce the front armor on these ships as well. Simply based on the fact that since we're going to be fighting from the front is pretty well considered to be one of the weaker spots on a ship. The back tends to be, in old frigate and navy combat, the fronts tend to be pretty armored. The back, however, tended to not be that well armored just because, you put chase guns and shit back there. So, actually, chase guns were on the front, but you get what I'm saying here. Ah, there they are. So we're actually going to be fighting their main battle fleet right up front. It's unfortunate. Can't really be helped, though, so instead I'd like to have an advantageous deployment here.
Underway.
Let's go ahead and take you to right there, and that looks pretty solid to me. Scan ranges should be quite a bit larger right here, so we should be able to see them coming a bit further out. It might be worth it to scooch him up, actually. Might be worth it. We're going to want to keep an eye on whoever gets hit first. This is going to be a giant dogfight. We want that all to be ready to go. Let's open fire. We've got them. Secret attack right here. I don't really want to fight with cruisers first. In general, I personally try to focus on we've been identified. We've got lightning strike successes going through. Their engines are now down. Our little guy just took a bunch of torpedoes right there. I'm going to keep and wait and watch and see who needs the shields worse. We have been slowed, unfortunately, but we're not really planning on moving much anyways. We're not like a mobile force here. Can I? Oh, I used his shield, didn't I? Okay, so his shields are going to go down. We got to be ready for the fact that, unfortunately, we're going to take a little bit of armor damage here, and they are dropping missiles and other fun little things on us. I'm going to go ahead and... did that do it with everybody or just do it with you? Okay, that's fine, as long as it just does it with you. Keep that thing up and running. Let's go ahead and focus on the generators. I don't want those shields to come back up. If you can Prow Lance the hell out of those generators, he's also running his onboard heals, so will we. There it is right there. I would have loved to have negated that shield a little sooner.
Your orders.
Go ahead and transfer that on over so that he's got shields up and running. If his shields come back up, we'll give it to that one right there.
Ship ready.
Let's keep shields up and running on one of our main ships. The bombardment is going pretty well. Let's go ahead and give an order. I'm going to give them a specific, like, load faster order. We got more enemies coming up on us right now. That's not a good thing. That's a very, very bad thing.
We are the Imperial Navy.
The lightning strike has failed. He's trying to warp out right now. I don't think I'm going to allow that to happen. We might be able to get him. I think we got him. Next up, we're going to want to get the escort crafted. So Chaos is pretty predictable in this regard. They tend to run... How are you looking on repairs? How are you looking on repairs?
Ship ready.
Let's go ahead and get shields back up, and we'll start working on the escort craft. So yeah, Chaos tends to run kind of a mixed battle fleet. I tend to run heavier cruisers because that's the Imperial Navy's strength, is that they run cruisers. That's like their thing, is they make cruisers that are badass and will just whoop your ass inside out. Whereas Chaos, they tend to be a little bit faster, they tend to hit a little bit harder, and so I've noticed the AI runs a lot of escort crafts. They tend to run like 1 cruiser and like 4 escort crafts, and I think that tends to lead them to losing against the Imperials, just because I can take whatever their escort craft can put out, and like the 1 or 2 cruisers, the damage that they deal tend to be negligible here. Let's go ahead and turn around real fast. If anybody's got their shield recharger back up, I would love to have shields back up on this little individual right here. We should be able to whittle through him pretty quickly. He's going to be our A1 priority. He's going to be our A2 priority. I'm just making shit up right now. It sounded more official that way. If you guys wanted to fire a lightning strike over there, I wouldn't hate that plan. We got to engage closer, though, if we're going to do that. I would say that going full thrust might not be a bad idea either. We got 1 on board. The other ones couldn't make it on board, so unfortunately, that is what it is. They should, as far as I know, as soon as they get done with him, they should turn and deal with this ship right here. Got a little bit of a blowback from that ship, but yeah, I'm thinking we should be able to do a bunch of fights today. That one went really well. You can go off the grid. I don't know if that's like working as intended for right now. I'm going to go ahead and engage broadsides real fast while we come up on the enemy, and then I'm going to encourage them to get in close, though. And once we've gone broadsides at 3K for a little bit, let's all focus on accuracy for a little bit. Broadsides should lay them out pretty quickly. Once we're back in, we're going to go ahead and engage from the front one more time once we got them circled. And that's our combat, Nerd Castle. We took that one by storm. I thought we were going to take a little bit more damage, but they didn't load as many cruisers in there as I thought they would, as many carriers or anything else. We should start to see that stuff drop in the next mission or two once we level up, because we're going to get access to our first battleship. Believe it or not, the things that we're flying right now are not really battleships. They're big ships that are meant to kill stuff with like thousands of crew, and they're beefy and tough. But the ones we're about to put in are basically like floating cities that are just insanely powerful, and we should be able to buy one at level 2, I think. And if I do, it'll more than likely either work to one of our weak spots, so it'll be kind of tanky, and it'll be designed to absorb damage from the enemy, or B, it'll work along the same strategy with the Prow Lance that we have on everything else. So we can unlock this slot right now if we really, really want to. We've unlocked 300-point battles. Those are pretty fun. I really, really like them. There was Dane the Hiccup jumping in to bother me right now. We don't really have much to upgrade for right now, so I would say that actually it looks like... Oh, I didn't put a skill on him, so yeah, I would still stick with Void Transfer. Void Transfer tends to be insanely good, to the point where I put it on just about everything, and then I take extra slots later. Let's take Adeptus Mechanicus as our favor. Oh, that goes on him? Ooh. Okay, so the Avenger of Schindelgeist, we're going to have to play around with him a little bit more. We're going to have to take him in. That's really unfortunate. I wonder if there's a way for me to reload that. That's really, really unfortunate. Ah, well, have to live with it for now. That's 200 renown we'll never see again. Luckily, there's nothing for us to really spend it on aside from a new carrier slot, so... Damn, son. That's unfortunate. He does get an extra skill, though, which is pretty sweet. I wish you could refit artillery. Like, it'd be really, really cool if we could just get rid of that, like we could refit it. I don't think we can. You can, however, I think, replace this ship right here with another one. I don't know if you get refunded. Ah, there we go. That works a little bit better. I like that one, because that will allow me to make more use of this ship. It was a mistake that I made, but it's a fixable mistake. And so now that he gets 2 skills, the other one that I would run is called Plasma Bomb. Plasma Bomb is pretty hardcore. Plasma Bomb, basically, once you get your enemy's shields down, you drop a Plasma Bomb on them, and it hurts a lot. You can also deplete their shields if you wanted to going this way. That is equally as cool. I don't have that many problems, though. If we were playing with our strategy right now, my suggestion would be the Emergency Capacitor, or something along the lines of Supercharged Void Shield would be pretty good, too. But... Let's go for the Auger Disruptor. Yeah, that'll be cool. I never played it. Basically what it does is it makes it so that we still appear as those little fuzzy cloud things on their radar, which means we can't be targeted until they get closer. Like, you can target, but you can't fire, and it'll draw them closer the entire time. Why is that ship red and all the other ones are white? Is it random? That kind of looks chaosy. Oh, it's because it's got the Adeptus Mechanicus endorsement. That's what it is. If you look at the front, it'll have their sigil on the front of it. So there it is. We've got time for another fight right here, which I think will be pretty cool. And also, I want to make up for the fact that I just screwed up, and it'll be okay. We're going to fix this. We're going to fix this, Nerd Castle. We still got something out of it. We got a really, really good endorsement. I would have preferred it go to a different ship, but what are you going to do? Such is life. This is a 300-point battle, which means we'll probably want to bring a larger escort fleet. This is a convoy mission. Okay, and so this is a defense mission. Unfortunately, we don't have anything that can taunt, but we do have something that can raise their armor and kind of help out in that regard, so this might be okay. We've got a lot of ships with us. We should be able to make this fight happen if we want to. I still haven't determined. That looks so badass. I love that color scheme right there, that bright neon green and the red. Damn, we're awesome. It is so good to be a part of the Emperor's good graces. Destroy the transport ships. Oh, they're running against us. Ooh. I see. So the goal here is going to be to destroy them and then warp out. That's basically all that we're trying to do right now. I don't know where they're going to deploy at, so we want to have kind of a wide grid right here just in case. Something like that would work out all right. Okay, so there's our targets over there. We want to be on them with a quickness. Is that the only one I have to destroy? Because if I only have to blow up the one... Let's get everything configured too. We want everybody to engage from the front, excluding you because you only have light double macros, so you're going to be broadside engaging. Perfectly fine there. Let's go ahead and get our lightning strikes ready. That looks good. We got one over there. My hope...
Awaiting orders.
I don't know. We don't have a lot to play with right now, so we may want to go in on something like... I don't know if we should split our forces here, or if we should just stay tight. We got 3 of them, and I don't know how many I have to blow up. Maybe all 3. It's possible. But with this many ships, it's looking unlikely to me. He'll start to take damage in just a minute. That's okay. We can afford to take damage right now, because we have lots and lots of energy transferring going on. These ships should be pretty slow. So my hope is that we knock them out very, very quickly. Okay, lightning strike succeeded once. I'm gonna pull off back here.
Enemy ship sighted.
You, sir. Oh, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Alright, you two peel off over here. And we should be able... Let's get repairs running on that side. So there's one down. Our next course is going to be to run their blockade. Give him some shields just so he's not suffering like this anymore. And then our next goal is just going to be on this guy over here. I mean, if you guys can move and fire, that's perfectly fine. Like, yeah, hurt them as much as you want to hurt them right now. But in general, we need to be on these transport ships. I might also consider sending you and you to go and hector him. As soon as that comes back up, we're going to want to put... Let's go ahead and give him a load order. Let's go ahead and give him a load order. I'm going to want you to engage a little bit closer, if you can. Don't let them out of your sight. That'll also force the enemy to chase us a bit. Let's go in on him. He'll go in on us. We got a fire aboard, which means that he needs to play repairs right now to get that fire off. That's how you get rid of fires, by the way. I don't know if I told you guys that yet, but... I think he's trying to go hard burn on me. I think he's trying to go hard burn.
All ahead full. Admiral.
I need you guys to do the same thing with him. The more of these that we kill. Are you like at 6k or what are you at right now? Luckily with the Prow Lances, we can afford to give chase, so it's not that bad. How come? Oh, he did already do it. I was going to say, how come that hasn't gone off, but it has. You, sir, give him a little bit more. We won? I don't feel like we won. Did I have to destroy 2 of the 3 maybe? Is that what ended it? Maybe I had to destroy 2 of the 3. No idea. Yeah, you had to kill 2 of the 3. So there's 115 renown. It should take us a little while to get that back up and running. Our ships have hit level 3, which means we may not be able to buy... That was a 3-minute battle? My god, that was so quick. That was quick as hell. Alright, so we got crew levels over here. When the crew level's up, I'm going to go Master Gunner on that one. You, sir, since you're running Adeptus Mechanicus, it might be a smarter idea to run Tech Priests over here. Make our emergency repairs like super good on him, but whatever, more gunning. You can recondition this anyways. If you don't like your configuration, you can just be like, recondition, and be like, whatever. It really is not that big of a deal. And so he has earned his first ability. Now, I didn't really feel like that did that much good. It might do something. It might be useful. Instead, though, what I think I'm going to do with him... Let's go with the shield reload speed. Let's go with that one. Let's just give him something a little bit different so that we can play around. And that's going to cost us our allocation. We don't really have anything else, so we're just going to go to battle right now. I got to get more renown. We can unlock a bigger ship, but with bigger ships come bigger point costs. And so it comes down to like how big do you want your fleet to be. You can run a fleet if you want. If you really, really are dead set on it, you can run a fleet that only has 2 ships, and it'll go perfectly fine. He leveled up. We're going to run the same thing we ran last time, I think. That went really, really well, and I was pleased with the way it played out. I don't like torpedo rigs. That's the thing. Is like torpedoes are really limitedly useful right now. I think they might need a little bit of help. Maybe make them slightly guided or something. I don't know. The torpedoes, they're really hard to aim. They're really hard to connect with. It's really kind of a weapon of opportunity. And even like a direct hit from torpedoes doesn't really do that much, you know what I mean? Like it does damage, but compared to the Prow Lance, it's like just bring the Prow Lance, man. The Prow Lance is going to get 10 times as many opportunities to fire as the torpedoes are because you have to over-rotate. Defend the platform and repel the enemy. Oh, I have not showered in weeks. I will be so repellent out here. I will have all kinds of Trumpian values that I will espouse so loudly, and they will just be repelled by my disgusting and horrible self. Where's our... Oh, we got to defend both of these. Okay. So let's go and escort aside, I guess. Perfect. And then we'll wait and see where they come from. If they kind of filter in one at a time and we can meet them at the middle field, that would work better for me. And I think that would be a wiser way to engage on this. Let's seize the initiative real fast and go hard burn. Sir, run lightning strike whenever you can.
Yes, Admiral.
Everything else is looking pretty good. And it looks like we're up against a couple of ships right now. So let's go ahead. We're going to go all in on these guys. It looks like we were just warp jammed. The downside here is that our ships really need to work together in order to be... Oh, hello. Okay, bring him over. Bring him over. We got problems right now. We got problems.
Your orders?
Let's go ahead and refill each other's... I think we're actually like jammed or something right now. I don't know. Yeah, somebody's sneaking by on that side. I need everybody to engage a front and also a close.
Ship ready. Underway.
You break off and engage with him.
Enemy ship sighted. Target locked in.
Let's not get tanked and spanked here. I would prefer not to let that happen.
Your orders?
Here, you go deal with him real fast. It doesn't look like those things take much damage. And I got the thing. We're going to have to run repairs right there. I'm gonna transfer shields over because they're focusing on one of my little guys. And we just cannot have that right now.
We are the Imperial Navy.
He should be able to handle them perfectly fine, I hope, anyways. We've got a bunch of damage going out. If anybody's running damaged right now, go ahead and run that shit. Lightning strikes would be fantastic right about now. Did the other guy jump out already? Where the hell did he go? Oh, he warped. Interesting.
Ship ready.
It's a little odd. Wait, no, where did he go? Oh, he's outside our scan range. Okay.
Yes, Admiral.
Yeah, if you can draw us over to here, we should be able to soak some fire on this side, no problem. He's fighting to our strength right now. Eh.
Targeting enemy vessel.
Yeah, we need that to go down faster. I need you to go over here.
Engines to
Full
maximum.
burn it. And we need to give him some shields right now. Come on.
We lost a defense platform.
Shit.
Orders received.
I need you to come about, sir. We don't have a repair order ready to go just yet on that side. How's the fight on this side?
Cruising speed set.
Fight appears to be going pretty well on that side, so we should be good.
Orders?
If I can only defend a single station, I won't cry about it.
Your orders?
However, if he gets there, it might represent an issue for us.
Ship ready. Your orders?
Repairs aren't back up on that side yet. Let's go ahead and jam this asshole.
Yes, Admiral.
Got a lightning strike on board, so we should be able to do a bit more damage there.
Awaiting orders.
Let's move some shields around for a minute.
Engaging.
And then we should be able to get back over and help him in just a minute. He's trying to warp out with extreme damage. That's a terrible plan in the world of Warhammer 40k. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you go into the warp with a busted-ass ship, I mean, they're Chaos Forces, so they're probably better off than most. But it's still a bad plan, and we won, so we forced a retreat. We still lost one station, so I doubt we're going to get the maximum bonus there, but at least we made it. I mean, I don't know how you would keep one station up right there aside from having a designated taunt boat, which we don't have, so until we have said taunt boat, such is life. I do like how it varies up the mission criteria, though. Like, you're not always just like fighting in the middle of a field. It's not always like a big giant cruiser battle. Now would be the time that we would want to unlock a carrier or a cruiser. So, a couple different options here. We've got the Dictator. It's got a heavy torpedo launcher. I would probably ignore it for that reason. It's got macro batteries and an ordnance launch bay. Pretty sure this one allows him to fire all kinds of squadrons and stuff. This guy right here has a lance battery, the enemy ship, so it looks like it's a broadside. It appears to be. Does that fire from the front? Where does that fire from? Angle of fire is a 90% broadside. I think that's on the front end of the ship. This one right here has a Nova cannon. The Nova cannon is kind of like, if you ever seen the Yamato gun in StarCraft, it's kind of like that. But it comes with a caveat where, like, when you fire it, it has like a 5% chance of blowing up your ship and just like ending it. Or no, it destroys the weapon. That's what it is. I would just put it on cool and just use it whenever. It makes it so your attacks explode. It's a pretty sweet thing to have. I mean, it's imprecise, apparently, so it's kind of like a grenade launcher on your ship. Depends what you're into. Got macro batteries and lance batteries right there. We've got what looks like a plasma macro battery. That would be for bombardment, so this is going to be... Well, he would still play at 6k unless we gave him a skill that increased that by a bit, and then we could put him up at 9k, and he could engage a little bit further back. But I think the plasma macro plays from the front, too. I don't know. We can repurpose it if we want, so let's run the Gothic for a little bit. That seems pretty cool. And so it's called the Sun of Purity, and so there's our ship. Yeah, I wish what would happen is actually, I wish it would keep the camera steady, and when, like, you could zoom out right here, basically, I wish you could zoom out a little bit further, and then I wish it would keep that camera distance so you can see the difference in size between your ships. It's a satisfying thing to look at as you upgrade. Now, this guy is expensive as hell, and we can only barely afford to outfit him right now. I'm going to give him the leech batteries, and then I'll probably give him something a little bit different. Let's give him plasma bomb, because that seems like a lot of fun. You can play it at 10,000, and he can play... What's his range? Let me take a look here. He's playing the game from 6K. So those are on the sides right there. So he actually fights from a side. That'll be good, and it's armor piercing, which will be pretty sweet. The downside is that I think the recharge times on plasma or lance batteries are a little bit larger than they are on macros. So anyways, my name is Splattercat. This game is called Battlefleet Gothic Armada. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye, everybody.